Welcome to Gridiron and Grit, your front row seat to the madness, mayhem, and magic of football. I'm your host, Hollywood Jacob Worthen, and I'm back for our first college football only preview show. I'm excited. I know Dolan's excited, as I am joined by Nathaniel Philly Grim Dolan. He's ready for college football. I'm ready for college football. Camden, the whistleblower White, is traveling for work. He's heading down to Alabama today. No, not covering Alabama football as much as we would have loved to have him cover Alabama football. That would be epic. I know he is going down there for work, but we will get his take on Friday. So today, Dolan, we are breaking down our college football teams that we're going to be covering this year. As I've stated before, I have the University of Iowa, Iowa State University, University of Tennessee, and Coastal Carolina University. You have Penn State University, the University of Ohio, Bobcats, some action for our Dolan. And then our two of our three service academies, Army, Navy. Dolan, I know you're more of a pro football guy, but how pumped up are you for college football?
Dude, it's been a long few months, The moment you just hear any just college game day or any of the many NFL theme songs come on, it's going to be a good day. Well, until one of your team loses, but, there's always next week.
I mean, hey, that's neither here nor there. We still got a little bit of time before week 0 where Farmageddon kicks off college football, Iowa State and Kansas State. I'll be getting into that game a little bit more. And yes, we are now live on Kick. If you're here watching us on Kick, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate y'all so much. It is a great time here. We've been live. Kickoff on Kick is what I'm calling it on here. But we are ready to go here on StreamYard. We're going to get in. We also have AP Top 25 reaction. We reacted to the coaches poll a little bit last week, but now the AP poll is out, and I know everyone's going to listen to the AP more than the coaches. We also have our conference championship predictions we will get to at the end of the show. But digging right in, Dolan, if you don't mind, I'm going to talk about Iowa for a little bit.
Wouldn't imagine anything else coming out of your mouth right now.
I am excited about this Iowa football team. I can't state that enough, and I'm always excited about this Iowa football team. It's going to be great. We'll get into a schedule breakdown, but first looking at the Hawkeyes, it's going to be an intriguing show for Iowa. I mean, they bring in quarterback and coaching situation, Urch Ferentz. He's the longest tenured coach in college football right now. After this year, he will have completed his 27th year at the University of Iowa, something we will never see again. I mean, I saw a stat that I shared on my TikTok. It is a crazy sports stat to me that I absolutely loved, and I found another one as well. Since 2020, in games where Iowa's offense scores at least 21 points, Iowa has a record of 32-1 in those games when they score at least 21 points per game.
32.
32-1 in games that they score at least 21 points in since 2020. That stat is insane. And another stat I saw, my buddy Jackson on my TikTok made me aware of it, which big thanks out to Jackson. I appreciate you for this. Iowa, the defense, allowed an average of less than 20 points per game for 9 consecutive seasons. That means they're holding opponent for the last 9 years. Iowa's defense has allowed under 20 points a game.
I gotta do something here.
Hey, it's okay. You can fact check me. That's fine. I'm
it's not.
The preseason hype is all around Mark Gronowski, the transfer quarterback from South Dakota State.
Could you just pull this up quickly? Penn State versus Iowa 2023.
We know how that went.
Do we?
Yeah, I know how it went.
What was the score?
2023. I'm pretty sure that was the year I don't want to talk about. Yeah, it was the year I don't want to talk about.
That seems like a lot more than 9 points, might I add.
Okay. This is average. Average less than
Okay.
20
I'm
points.
sitting there, I'm like, that don't seem right.
No. The
see,
defense
right.
is averaged less than 20 points per game. Mark Gronowski is looking like he's stepping into the starting role. Recent camp pieces from 24/7 Sports have discussed the quarterback battle and roster moves. The offense returns an experienced O-line as well as top receiving options like Reese Vanderzee. Defense has a veteran secondary and strong defensive line tradition. It's going to be interesting. The strengths for Iowa, with system continuity under Ferentz, it's typically low turnover, low penalty football, which helps Iowa out tremendously. Offense and defensive line experience, that helps control the line of scrimmage. Where Iowa has a weakness, I would say, or runs a risk is if quarterback play is inconsistent, it's going to be difficult to keep pace in shootouts with teams that like to score, like Oregon and Penn State, who I'll get into later. Key games, I'll be talking about them here momentarily. I'll have the schedule pulled up. X factors, definitely look to Gronowski. If he is at peak comfort, he's going to be an absolute stud of a player for the Hawkeyes. Bowl eligibility, maybe mid-tier Big Ten standing. However, I think the Big Ten grind is what's going to determine it. Looking at Iowa's schedule, welcome in to our viewer who is watching on who we got watching on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment down below. You need to get the readers out there, bud.
Yeah, my eyes are
Looking at Iowa's schedule, I like the Hawkeyes this year. You look at their schedule here, and yes, you see teams like Penn State, Indiana, Iowa State, Oregon, and I get wanting to be afraid of that. However, looking at this schedule, hold on a second. Hold on one second. There we go. Looking at this schedule, Albany, Iowa starts off with a win. Big 1-0. I'm going to try to get to that game, but I have a wedding that day. We will see. At Iowa State. Now, this one intrigues me because it's little brother on the road. We lost at home last year, which hurt my heart, and I don't really like it. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to put a pin in that one and come back to it. Massachusetts, that's a dub. Rutgers is a dub. I wholeheartedly believe, and I could see, I'll go out here and say this. My ceiling for this Iowa team is 11-1 with a loss to either Penn State or Oregon. Okay, I know that that's not my dad talking because he's still under the, it very well might be. My dad said, but I have more of a feeling that it's Hunter. Thank you, Hunter, for that comment. Appreciate you. Yeah, ceiling of 11-1, CFP contender with a loss to either Penn State or Oregon. But I do like the fact that both of those games are at home for Iowa. If they were on the road, I'd be way more nervous. Oh, nope. My dad is fully up. He's up his weight loss surgery and he's watching. No, Hunter's also watching on YouTube. Nope, just here to troll since you abandoned me. I didn't abandon you, Father. I did not have my laptop with me, so I couldn't stream from the comfort of your hospital room. Realistically, I think this Iowa team goes, I want to say 9-3, 8-4. I think we pull a sneaky win off of Penn State or Oregon. One of our losses will come to them, and then we'll lose to somebody that we shouldn't, like Minnesota or Michigan State. Yeah. And then I would probably say our other loss would come at the hands of Iowa State. If we went 8-4, I would say that loss would come at the hand of we lose to Oregon and Penn State, and then lose a game we're not supposed to, like to Minnesota or Michigan State, and then that game against Iowa State. I think we beat Indiana though at home. No offense to Kirk Cignetti whatsoever, but I just don't think Indiana is up to the task of beating Iowa at Kinnick. That is my preview for my Iowa Hawkeyes. Moving on to little brother, the Iowa State Cyclones. Yeah, I said little brother. Iowa State, they actually kind of excite me this year a little bit. I think if you're a Cyclone fan, you should be excited. You know, Iowa State under Matt Campbell traditionally builds, tough, well-coached students with a physical attitude. Campbell, his teams are always well prepared, and they often outperform recruiting expectations. Rocco Becht is back in the lineup for. I appreciate that. Dad, still love you and will support from a hospital bed. What a great dad, that guy.
What a G.
He's awesome.
What a fucking G.
He's a G. They return Rocco Becht. The defense is as a good, deep, and experienced linebacker group. And Carson Hansen will. You also have Abu Sama III in the backfield there. He's going to be one of the more explosive players for this Iowa State team. Definitely look to coaching continuity and special teams organization, as well as linebacker depth and physicality as strengths for this Cyclone team, but offensive consistency and quarterback play, as well as injuries to running backs or O linemen, will often expose issues. And the reliance on the tight ends, especially multiple tight end sets, to sustain drive success. If the wide receiver core is young, they'll have Big 12 road tests and rivalry games that will define the season. I definitely think Iowa State is a contender in the Big 12 this year. Looking at their schedule, I think they're going to go on the road to Dublin, Ireland, and stomp Kansas State. I said stomp. I've not liked Kansas State since Colin Klein was there. I don't want to. I'm not going to say sorry about it. Never been a big K-State guy. Big ups to them and Bill Snyder, but just never been a big K-State guy. Beat Kansas State, beat South Dakota, lose to Iowa at home because it is a Hawkeye state, and their little brother. They need to get back to their spot that they know that they need to be in, which is the role of little brother. Win against Arkansas State, beat Arizona, beat Cincinnati. I think they go 11-1. I think maybe 10-2. I think they lose. No, not 10-2. 9-3 with 2 losses in Big 12 play. I think they lose to Arizona State, even though they don't have Cam Scatterbo anymore. Or it's going to be a sneaky one, and then I think they lose to Gundy and OSU. Oklahoma State there at the end of this season, because I think Gundy is now kind of like on a revenge tour this year. So I would say Oklahoma State's a dark horse contender in the Big 12, but I honestly think that the two teams that the Big 12 is going to come down to is Arizona State and Iowa State, and I will get to who I have picked later on in the podcast. Moving on to Coastal Carolina, a team that I would have loved to just been a part of even once growing up, because that teal field is awesome, and I will never say that it's not awesome. I mean, we know somebody who went there, Mabena. Mabena went there. I think Mabena made the right choice. Coastal Carolina coming off a rough year last year. They went 6-7. They have any chance is a chance, right? Arizona State ranked.
Yeah.
Yes. Hunter Worthen, Arizona State is ranked. We will get to where they are ranked in the AP poll later on after we do our breakdowns, as the AP poll has just come out. I know Arizona State is ranked at 11th, but we will get into more of that later. They lost to UTSA in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Yes, there's usually 3 of us, but one is traveling right now. He's in Alabama. If he's able to get on, he will get on. after losing Ethan Vasco and Noah Kim, two good quarterbacks for these guys to the portal, they're going to look to try to. They're relying on their own guy who transferred in, MJ Morris, to lead an offense that finished 94th in the nation in points per game last year. 1 second. I think that this Coastal Carolina team, it might be able to. No one mistakes him for a family member. Well, I don't think he has family down in Alabama. If he does, more props to him. Looking at Coastal Carolina's schedule, they face a tough schedule a little bit outside of Sun Belt play. I mean, Virginia is going to be a tough one to try to reel in a win. I think they lose to Virginia. Overall, I think they go 9-3. I think they contend in this Sun Belt. Even after kind of a disappointing season last year, Coastal Carolina, according to ESPN FPI, their football power index, they gave Coastal Carolina a 0.4% chance of making the college football playoff. It's still a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen. They gave Iowa a 3.7% chance of making the CFP. I'll take those numbers. I think they lose to Virginia. I think they lose to South Carolina, and as much as I don't want to say it, because this game would probably determine if they made it to the Sun Belt Championship game or not, I think Coastal Carolina loses to James Madison to close out the season. They'll go 9-3, good record, make a bowl game, but time will tell. And then my final team I'm covering is the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, Tennessee lost quarterback Nico Iamaleava, or however you pronounce his name, to the transfer portal, and he is now at UCLA. Tennessee retains SEC level expectations. They've recruited top talents. Josh Heupel. I got a note the other day from one of the guys that I go live with occasionally on TikTok, and he let me know that since 2022, Josh Heupel, the head coach of Tennessee, he's only 20-1 at home in that time frame. Pretty good home record, especially when you're looking at the fact that you have Georgia at home this year. Like, you got to take those.
Yeah.
It'll be intriguing. It'll be the quarterback job is the major storyline coming out of this team's camp with Iamaleava leaving. The quarterback uncertainty is going to be a weakness or a risk for this Tennessee team, and as well as the strength of the SEC schedule. You lost games to you lost a heartbreaker on the road last year to Arkansas, and going on the road in here is just in the SEC is always tough, and the strength of that SEC schedule can delay all hopes. Looking at Tennessee's schedule, they got they're gonna open up 2-0 before playing Georgia. I want to give Tennessee the benefit of the doubt in that Georgia game, but at the end of the day, it's still Georgia. That being said, I'm gonna choose the upset route, and I think Tennessee is gonna beat Georgia at home. They're gonna roll UAB, roll Mississippi State, roll Arkansas, and they're gonna roll into that game against Alabama undefeated at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0. In all honesty, they're going to be 6-0 or 5-1 heading into that game against Bama. Still a good record. Then I think because they go on the road to Alabama, I think they drop a loss to Alabama, either their first one or their second one. Then they beat Kentucky, beat Oklahoma, beat New Mexico State, lose to Florida, and beat Vanderbilt. I think Tennessee's going either 9-3 or 10-2 this year with those losses. I think if they lose to Georgia and Alabama, they beat Florida. Even if they don't beat Florida, still 9-3 is not anything to be upset about. And they make a bowl game. I mean, you won't be in college football playoff talk, I don't think, but you'll have something, and something's better than nothing. But those are my 4 teams. Moving on to Mr. Dolan, your 4 teams.
Well, my 4 teams are Penn State, Ohio University, Army, and Navy. We'll start off with the best school ever, fucking Penn State University. Not playing, but yeah, we'll break down Penn State first. Going into the preseason ranking and expectations, Penn State is ranked number 2 in 2025 preseason, just behind Texas and ahead of Ohio State at number 3, marking a very high expectation for the season, especially seeing that this is the best that Penn State's supposed to be this year. So it's going to be an interesting year to be a Nittany Lions fan. Offensive line aiming high. The offensive line with 5 returning starters is targeted into the prestigious Joe Moreau Award for the nation's best O-line too this year. Incoming defensive leadership, former Ohio State DC Jim Knowles has been hired as Penn State's new defensive coordinator in 2025, signaling a defensive upgrade. 4 for the returners and injury concerns. Defensive standout Zane Durant returns after a dominant 2024 season and is expected to play a huge role. Meanwhile, 4-star defensive end Max Gainwell may miss much of all of the season due to summer injuries, which is pretty big. 5 is the offensive depth and running game. QB Drew Aller returns for his playoff performance. Needs improvement. The backfield is stacked with 1,000-yard rusher Nicholas, I'm going to say this name wrong, Singleton and Caton Allen, plus O-line depth and newcomers in the receivers room. So, as you can see, this schedule does not look very overwhelming for good old Nittany Lions right here. I could see you lose to Oregon.
Self-aware man. I respect it.
I really hate saying this too, but and I'm not going to watch the game for this reason, because I feel like with college football, I feel like I'm cursed if I watch the game, especially with Ohio State, the Nittany Lions will lose. So if I don't watch the game, I'm going to say they're going to win, but we'll just have to see on that one. I could maybe see Iowa being a toss up there, because every time Iowa and Penn State play, they trade off. Mm-hmm. It always seems that way. They always trade off. Like the last time they played, as we were talking about earlier, Penn State wiped the fucking floor with them. But it's not always the case. A few years earlier, our good old quarterback got hurt by your freaking defensive line, and that stadium is extremely hard to play in. Mm-hmm. Like, they couldn't even hear each other off of the snap, because they were going off of the clap, if I'm correct, which is...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. We forced 3 straight false starts, and I was cheering like a madman from my living room.
Well, trust me, I know. I got the text messages.
As your friend, I hope this is the year that you guys beat Ohio State.
You know what? I hope it is too.
Especially coming off a loss to Iowa. Like, I don't want to see you guys have back-to-back losses.
Or a win to Iowa going into...
No.
Yeah.
Possibly. We'll see.
I mean, there's also... This is the other thing I've also noticed. Because college football, there is no preseason. There's no real practice. It's just into the thick of it. I could see maybe like a few games being really sloppy. Nevada maybe, because they're still trying to get their footing in. But they need to fix a lot of their problems, because they're going against Oregon literally week 7. So
the one thing I will give you about that Oregon game is that it's at Beaver Stadium. So you guys have that to your advantage a little bit. I think that kind of makes that game a toss-up game.
Also, if it's a whiteout game or not.
Ooh, that's also true.
Mhm.
Ooh, 6:30 p.m. kickoff. Ooh, damn. That's going to be a late
Might be a
night game.
whiteout.
I'm excited for that one.
You just want to see the duck. Just be honest. You don't care about the game. You just want to see the damn
No,
duck.
no. I care about the game. Emily's the only one who wants to see the duck. I'm excited to watch 3 games on Penn State's schedule.
Yeah.
And
Ohio State, Iowa, and Oregon.
Yep.
And I'm not saying like throwing shade, but like most of these teams, like they're not. I feel like we had a tougher schedule last year than we did this year. Like you have 3 really tough teams this year versus what we had last year. So again, there's always mistakes that are made. So
I mean, in fairness, you guys also play Villanova week 3, so
we'll just.
It's okay. Everyone does it. Every single person. They 3 non-conference games are always cupcakes for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, the first game we played last year, we almost lost to. I think it was a Virginia team. I know that for sure, but we almost got freaking dominated by them. So
here, let's see.
Yep, West Virginia. The game started off really bad. And then,
no, I would be more worried about this score here.
Yeah.
With Bowling Green than West Virginia. That's what I'd be way more concerned about that score being as close as it was.
This is the other thing too. Look, Ohio State lost, Oregon lost. So like
then Notre Dame lost.
Rough. It was rough, man.
It was, but hey, at least you guys got to whoop on SMU at home.
I was watching Boise State too, and that game was up until I would say halftime. That shit was rough too. It was just they couldn't get any momentum going the first 2 quarters of the game, and all of a sudden it just came back.
Right.
So
that'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Iowa's going to be the toss-up game for me for sure. I think Oregon. We're going to lose most likely to Oregon or Ohio State or probably. I just do not know yet.
I hope you get one of them. You deserve one of those.
Yeah, and
not Iowa.
Buckeyes.
We're talking about Oregon or Ohio State. You deserve.
Well, that should be a win regardless. We got to turn we got to turn it more in our favor.
Good luck. That's a tough place.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, right? We're gonna be at the game. Going into the Ohio University Bobcats next. Historical momentum and coaching transition. Coming off a school record 11-win season in their first MAC championship since 1968. Let me rephrase that. 1968. Ohio enters 2025 with Brian Smith in his first full year as head coach. So that's a pretty promising thing. Having an 11-win season. Preseason expectations in the MAC. In the MAC coaches poll, Ohio is projected to finish 3rd, trailing Toledo and Miami. Parker Novato returns. QB Parker Novato, who amassed over 24,000 passing yards and 18 rushing TDs and finished with a 12-2 record, is returning in 2025. Offensive evaluation and key losses. While Smith promoted Scott Eisenhorn to OC, the offensive retains a clock control and identity. Notable losses include record-setting receiver Coleman Oman through other pass catchers, and Chase Henderson and Roderick Harris return. Defensive hurdles and anchors. The defense ranked top 10 nationally in total defense in 2024, but lost key pass rusher Bradley Weaver. Incoming transfers like Ennis Lockman and others are expected to fill it. So they had some key players they lost. during the off season going into this next season. Actually, can you pull their schedule up for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Though the coach seemed like them putting Brian Smith as full time now probably is going to help out a lot, seeing that he's turned that team around full 80. I mean, I'm just going to say it now. I'm pretty sure Ohio State's going to beat them. It's like
That's fair.
Ohio State is like freaking the Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you just know they're just going to take over anywhere they freaking go. It's obnoxious. But I can see West Virginia might be a pretty hard game for them. And I'm going to go with Miami, too, seeing that they took a loss to Miami last year. And I'm going to go with Massachusetts. So
Okay.
they should have a decent season from the sounds of it, but again, everything looks good on paper until the actual season starts. Got any counterpoints to that?
No, I like the Ohio Bobcats. I do. I love Maction football. I love the 3 Tuesday night games on this schedule. I love the Thursday night game against Rutgers. I think it's awesome. And I love the Friday night game against Buffalo. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I agree with your assessment about Ohio.
Going into one of our many service branches, not the best one, but one of them, the Army Black Knights. Proven leadership and scheme stability, head coach Jeff Mockin enters his 12th season maintaining a triple option offense and 3-4 defense, bringing consistent identity and leadership. High bar set up for 2024 performance. Coming off a 12-2 season in 2024, Army must replace star running back Bryson Daly. Their 2024 offense defense were both top rated in the American. Quarterback transition. Darren Coleman is expected to take over as quarterback after limited 2024 action. Success hinges on the ability to fill Daly's massive shoes. Return weapon slot back of line experience. Veterans like No Short, slot back center Bradley Small, and linebacker Andrew Thomas return to lend explosive playmaking and stability. Defensive continuing despite turnover. While the defense lost several contributors, Army returns experienced pieces such as linebacker Andrew Thomason, corner Justin Weaver, aiming to maintain a unity effectiveness. So they've gained a lot of people, but they've also lost a lot of people. And as you all can see, I'm more of the NFL. He's more of the college guy. So my experience level of college is to Penn State, so I'm branching out a lot this year, trying to witness a lot more teams that I have no idea about. I'm going to say it now. Navy's going to win. Navy's going to win. We already know. Are we going to argue that? Like, come on. I also see maybe a toss-up game with Kansas State, maybe Temple, and the Air Force.
I agree to that. I think Army's coming off of a big season where they won their first ever conference championship, winning the American. But I mean, I'm going to get to it later on with our championship, with our conference champion picks. I don't think they're going to do it again this year. I think it's going to be somebody different.
Yeah. So the game I'm most looking forward to is obviously it's the Navy-Army game. That's like a tradition if you're in the military or prior military, to especially off of those two branches, to root for either Navy or Army. So that's going to be a really good showdown. But we just know Navy's going to take it. Horse by the sea, bro. Come on.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah.
And then finally, the best The best for last is the Navy midshipmen. Building off a suppressed 2024 season, Navy posted a surprising 10-win season in 2024, exceeding expectations and laying the foundation for 2025. Analysts project another strong season with Navy forecasted, finishing 10-2, 7-1 in the conference. Senior QB Blake Howard, slotback, Ellie Hendrick, and fullback Alex Texa all return, anchoring the familiar bruising running offense. Navy's defense led by DC Newberry bend don't break scheme and strong turnover generation. 13 of the top 20 defenders by snaps return. The offensive seems some change in O-line, while the defense is replacing parts of the secondary. Still, leadership is identified to carry them through. So, obviously, you already know how I feel about Notre Dame. Now, I think that's going to be a loss. I mean, what do you think there, Jacob?
I would like to. I'm likely to agree with you on this. I don't want to agree with you on this.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know what, that's fair. That loss to Notre Dame is fair. I don't want to see them lose to Notre Dame. I think that would be a huge ranked win for Navy, especially if Notre Dame holds their rankings and doesn't drop a game like they did last year to a team like Northern Illinois. No offense to Northern Illinois, but congratulations on that win. But this is why we play the games, because on paper you're not supposed to win that game. I do think that Navy has one loss heading into the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
I think they're undefeated in conference play with wins over UAB, Tulsa, Rice, Temple, Florida Atlantic, South Florida. Memphis should be a good game for them to test before Army. But I feel like if they can beat Memphis, they're going to win the American.
My big thing is, could Air Force do an upset on either one of our other two branches right here? That's a big question I want to know, because I don't even know. What was the record for Air Force last year?
Air Force's record last year. Woo! Excuse me. Thank you. Air Force's record last year was not a good one. 2024. Yeah, they went 5-7 last year. I mean, they ended on a 4-game winning streak, but they started off 1-7. They beat Merrimack, which, they should.
34-7, 20-3.
But then they went on a 7-game losing streak where they lost to San Jose State, Baylor, Wyoming, Navy, New Mexico, Colorado State, and Army before beating to end the season Fresno State, Oregon State, Nevada, and San Diego State. I mean, I want to give Air Force the benefit of the doubt, but I just don't see them pulling off an upset against Navy or Army.
No. And it always seems to be and that's always weird too. Isn't it weird, to think about it? That the Army-Navy game is probably one of the biggest games of the year.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah. I always love it.
Huge.
Lee Corso coached in Navy for a while.
Really?
Yeah, Lee Corso coached in Navy. One of my favorite videos of him is they put it together in these packages for him. He's getting thrown into the water while yelling "Beat Army." It's so great. I love Coach Corso, and I'm gonna be sad when he's it's the first game day in Columbus, Ohio is going to be his last one, and I'm sad about that, because I wish it would just be his last season and he could cover the national championships and whatnot. But I respect the fact that his final headgear pick is going to be where his very first one was, in Columbus, Ohio, and that's very nice.
A horrible place to be. Yeah.
Nah, I agree. But I did want to share this because I'm going to be talking about him in a little bit after we're done with you know, this quarterback for Navy is something epic. This was him last year in the bowl game against Oklahoma, just absolutely going off. And here, I'm going to add this to the stage. Like, he's on his own 5-yard line here, and watch what he does. Splits the defense in the Armed Forces Bowl, gets a nice little block, goes 95 yards for a touchdown.
Who are they playing?
In this game, they were playing Oklahoma.
How did the defense not read that and going right up the middle? How did that happen?
Triple option.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild. But I've moved into this because I wanted to talk about it. I forgot I still had it up. I was sharing the screen, but we're talking about it now. AP poll is out, and Penn State was 2 votes away from being the number 1 team in the nation. Deserved?
We're back.
Maybe.
We're back.
Oh, you're back. Are you?
Hopefully.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna casually pop in a little quick question to Google. When was the last time Penn State beat Ohio State?
Oh, that's just mean. Why you gotta do that?
Not Ohio. Ohio State. The last time Penn State beat Ohio State, and this is the rivalry, the last time they beat Ohio State was, it looks like 2016, when Penn State knocked off number 2 Ohio State 24-21 in State College. Since then, Ohio State has won by 1 point twice, 9 points, 13 points, 9 points again.
It always gets depressing, right?
13 points again.
Yep.
8 points and 7 points.
Fucking Ohio State, man.
Fucking Ohio State. But the defending national champions coming in at number 3. And as you can see, I have the coaches poll pulled up side by side because that's what ESPN has. You see the biggest difference between 4, 5, and 6. Still the same 3 teams. But Clemson, who's 6th in the coaches poll, is 4th in the AP poll.
Mm-hmm. Georgia's number 4, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame, number 5, number 6. Oregon still number 7. So
yep. Oregon,
no change there.
Oregon's still 7, Alabama 8, LSU 9, Miami 10, and I think all the way up through Michigan are the same. So from 7 to 14 are the polls have the same people, and then we get a little skewed. The coaches poll has Tennessee at 18, but the AP poll has Tennessee at 24. The AP poll also has BYU as the first others receiving vote. The coaches poll has BYU at 23. Coaches poll has AP poll has Oklahoma at number 18. Coaches poll has Oklahoma as the first others receiving votes. So, I mean, I don't know the disparity, but we still see teams like, Iowa is still in others receiving votes, which I like. Navy is there as well.
Pittsburgh.
Pitt, Louisville, Utah. Army's there in the coaches poll. Well, in the AP poll, they have 2 votes for top 25. Colorado has 1. Louisiana has 1. Pittsburgh has 3. TCU 4. And then Iowa, Liberty, and Navy all have 5 votes for the top 25. I'm really curious after a rough season like that, how Florida State, after a 2-10 season, I'm pretty damn sure, has 8 receiving votes.
Somebody believes, man. Somebody believes.
Somebody believes. I mean, good for them for believing. It's good to have faith, but come on. Let's be
Believe
real
a
here.
little,
Let's
believe
be
a little
real here.
less. Be a little more real.
Let's be real here. Come on. I mean, I hope I think a great way to make up for that rough season last year for Florida State, they go out and beat Alabama week 1. That would be epic.
Alabama fans would be.
Alabama fans would be irate.
Yes.
They would be irate. Moving on, Dolan, I think it's conference championship pick time.
Whew. Okay.
We're going to start off with the American Conference. I have odds as per ESPN Bet Sportsbook for us to have up. Now, when I first did this, the odds have skewed, but this is, I share this tab instead. This is the first conference we're starting off with, the American Conference. Here are your teams. Tell me who you think is going to walk away with the American Conference Championship at the end of the season.
Army or Navy?
Army or Navy?
Army or Navy.
That's fair. Army, they have, as per ESPN Sportsbook, they have plus 700 odds of winning the American. Tulane has the best odds at 325. My pick is the Navy midshipmen to win the American Conference. They are at plus 400 odds, second best odds in the conference to win the American Conference Championship. Moving on to the ACC, this is who we have in the ACC. Only 3 preseason ranked teams for the ACC in the Clemson Tigers, the Miami Hurricanes, and SMU Mustangs. Dolan, who you got?
Give me the Tigers.
Clemson to go back to back. You know what, Dolan? I agree with you. I think Dabo's going to get another ACC championship. Clemson currently has the best odds of winning the ACC championship according to ESPN Sportsbook at minus 110. Miami has the second best odds at minus 425, and Louisville comes in third at plus 850. The team that people might kind of want to see a rebuild for, Florida State, comes in at plus 3,500 odds of winning the ACC championship. I love the tomahawk chop. I was able to go to a game when I was stationed at Pensacola. Yeah, talk about Liberty. Yeah, Liberty events. Yeah, Pensacola does it right. Moving on to the Big 12. Big 12, last year's champion, Arizona State. Dolan, who is your Big 12 champion?
I might have to go with Arizona again. I want to say Colorado, but I'm going to go with Arizona. I feel like Arizona would be a...
Arizona State or Arizona?
Arizona State, Sun Devils.
Okay. Well, I'm also going to listen to what you said about Colorado because you seem very high on Colorado as well. Arizona State has the best odds, but tied with 2 other teams, Kansas State and Texas Tech at per ESPN Sportsbook at plus 550 to win the Big 12. Colorado, a bit lower, plus 2,000 odds to win the Big 12. I think Iowa State gets their first ever conference championship, their Big 12 conference championship. Their last one came many, many years ago when they weren't even in the Big 12. Iowa State plus 1,100 odds of winning the Big 12. Moving on to our conference, our superior conference, best damn conference in football, the Big 10. Dolan, who is your Big 10 champion?
Give me motherfucking Penn State, bro.
Penn State. Oregon's got Oregon. No. Dolan's got Penn State. Second best odds as per ESPN Sportsbook of winning the Big 10 at plus 225. The defending national champion Ohio State Buckeyes have the best odds at plus 200. I'm going a lot of defending champs for the most part this year, repeating. Give me the Oregon Ducks at plus 350.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, listen, if Iowa has the season I want them to have, this would be the perfect Iowa season for me, honestly. Goes 11-1, misses out on the Big 10 championship game.
That one game they lost, that was Penn State.
It would have to be Penn State or Oregon.
Yeah.
And then, hope and pray that, somebody else gets the criteria over Iowa with one loss. Iowa, though, plus 4,000 odds to win the Big Ten championship. Better odds than Washington, UCLA, Michigan State, Minnesota, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Maryland, Northwestern, and Purdue. Moving on, we have Conference USA, who we see two new teams to the FBS level, the Missouri State Bears and the Delaware Blue Hens. Dolan, who you got winning Conference USA?
I'm going to just take a shot in the dark here and see if I can guess it correct. Give me the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders.
All right. I need to write down Dolan. I should write down Dolan's picks, honestly. And then go and get Cam's picks. So I got Navy. I'm just going to put it D.
When you go Big Ten, you got to write down exactly what it say. Give me motherfucking Penn State.
I'm writing MF and MFPSU. MFPSU. You said you had Clemson.
Yep.
You had Army or Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Navy. And then you had Arizona State.
Yep.
ASU or Colorado. And then you said Middle Tennessee.
Blue Raiders.
Yeah, the Blue Raiders. All right. Dylan, I'm here to tell you that the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders have about middle of the pack odds as per ESPN Sportbook of winning the conference. Hey, that's okay, though. That's okay. Anyone can win. That's why you got to play the season out. Middle Tennessee at plus 1,600 odds of winning the Conference USA. I'm going the Liberty Flames. They're minus 115 to win. They're the favorite to win the Conference USA championship. I think it's going to be intriguing. Their odds were plus 145, still the favorite, but odds have since changed. Moving on, Independents don't have a champion. I mean, I think it's safe to say, looking at Notre Dame and UConn, Notre Dame's going to finish with the better record of the Independents.
Yeah.
Moving on to the MACtion. Everybody loves some MACtion. Dolan, your MAC champion.
Give me the Ohio Bobcats.
Ohio Bobcats going back to back. You know, I'm almost inclined to agree with you, Dolan, but my pick is also the fucking Ohio Bobcats. I think the Bobcats win it again. Ohio, second best odds of winning the MAC, according to ESPN Sportbook, at plus 375. The Toledo Rockets have the best odds at plus 225. The team with the worst odds of winning the MAC is the Kent State Golden Flashes at plus 30,000 to win the MAC championship. I mean, hey, if any of you out there want to put a bet on K-State, I'll tell you right now, if you put $100 bet on you put $100 bet on Kansas State to win, you get 30 grand. I mean, even if you put even if you do half that, you put $50, you win 15 grand if Kansas State pulls out for you, but I don't think they will. But if you like living
just wish upon a shooting star and pray to God.
If you like living dangerously, that's your forte. Mountain West, Boise State won it last year, and they made the conference. They made the college football playoff. Dolan, who you got winning the Mountain West?
I got Boise State winning it again. I don't see Air Force doing anything, so.
Well, that is fair. Air Force coming in at plus 1,500 odds. I think UNLV could challenge, but I also think this is still Boise State's conference to lose, essentially. So I also have Boise State winning the Mountain West. Best odds in the Mountain West to win, according to ESPN Sportbook, at minus 160. UNLV second at plus 700, and San Jose State third best odds at plus 750. Remember, $100 bet on any of these teams outside of Boise State will get you what they want. If they have a plus next to their name, $100 bet will get you that number plus your $100 back. Pac-12 doesn't really have a conference championship anymore since they almost died. But moving on to the SEC, where Georgia won last year by beating Texas. Dolan, SEC champion.
Give me Alabama.
Alabama. Dolan is feeling the hype train down in Tuscaloosa, and Kalen DeBoer. Alabama, third best odds of winning the SEC at plus 425 behind Georgia and Texas, who, interestingly enough, after finishing runner-up last year, horns up. Give me Texas to win the SEC title.
Oh,
Their first SEC championship, plus 275 odds to win. Best odds amongst the SEC teams of winning. If there's a sleeper on here, Tennessee at plus 1,800.
I would say, yeah.
I would like that bet. Georgia has the second best odds of plus 360 of repeating. And then we move on to the only conference left that still has divisions, the Sun Belt. Dolan, Sun Belt. Low-level teams. Who you got?
Oh, God. I'm going to just go with Marshall because I like We Are Marshall. So
Marshall is a good movie. I respect it. Also, Randy Moss went there.
Yeah.
Marshall coming in with the third worst odds of winning the Sun Belt Championship at plus 250 at plus 2,500. But my team has the team I think is going to win has the fourth worst odds in the Sun Belt of winning the Sun Belt Championship. I got Coastal Carolina at plus 2,200. If you're feeling like going safer bets, I urge you to look at Old Dominion, who Cam will be covering at plus 1,000, or you have your top three, which is James Madison, the favorite to win the Sun Belt at plus 250, Louisiana at plus 700, or South Alabama at plus 750.
That or just don't bet on the Sun Belt.
That or just don't bet on the Sun Belt. Dolan, if I turned, you know what? I'm going to turn your picks into what a parlay would look like on here. So we got Marshall. We had Boise State. We had Ohio. We had Conference USA, which was Middle Tennessee. And now, mind you, Dolan, in order to win this bet, all of these teams would have to win. I'll give you the better odds on the American because you gave me two teams. I'll give you Navy; they have the better odds. ACC, you had Clemson. Big 12, I'll give you the better odds, which was Arizona State. Big 10, Penn State, and then SEC, you had Alabama. 9-leg parlay, $20. Turn it into. Oh, you've exceeded our maximum payout. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on a second. Even what if I go like this? The minimum wager allowed is 10. You bet a dime. All right. You bet one dime on this, and everything goes well your way. All your picks are correct. You're looking at a profit of over $360,000. Yeah, but you also have to have all 9 win their respective championships.
There's no shot. That is virtually impossible.
Hey, if you're willing to bet a dime.
Weren't you close to it? You were close one time. I know because you've done 9.
Not one like that. I thought Oklahoma State was winning the Big 12 last year, and they went 3-10. They went they were bad.
I don't know. There was one had to be a deployment or when we were in Vegas. You're like, I got this year, guys. I put $20 in.
Oh yeah, I was close, but I got hit on like one of those, third to last legs of your parlay. So you did you motherfucker. I know we were in Seattle and I was looking at about $4,000, and then Oklahoma State couldn't close out against TCU, and I'm like, oh, well, there goes my fucking money. And then that was the night that Tennessee beat Alabama. I'm like, you fucked me, bro.
Oh yeah, that was the night when we were in Seattle. I remember that.
That was so tough.
We were all happy, and then all of a sudden you were just.
I was sad. I was sad, and then I was happy again.
And then you were sad again. Very weird.
Yeah, but then I was happy because Vegas won, and I got to insult Seattle Kraken fans. And guess what I saw the other day that pissed me off? They made a fucking buoy Funko Pop.
Why?
That's my question. Why would
I
you go and
mean,
make this horrendous creature? And don't
to be
worry,
fair, they have a gritty Funko Pop
I
too.
know.
So
I saw it, and I was gonna get it for you for Christmas,
just so I had nightmares.
just so that way you could represent your home state proudly. With
Representing right now, buddy.
with gritty, bro. With
Give me
gritty.
Swoop or the Philly Fanatic any day of the week, bro.
I'll just get you the Nittany Lion one. That's
I
way
already
better.
have one.
Oh, you bitch.
I
I
already have it.
I need them to make a fucking Herky one stat, and then I'll get one. Because right now, my sports ones are, I have Chance I'll just show you. I'll show you the two I can reach. I got Chance, the Vegas Golden Knights mascot. I got Jack Eichel.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And what's great is I have a replica Stanley Cup championship ring that I have up there. And then Eichel, when I bought him, Eichel came with a mini Stanley Cup in his packaging. So around the championship ring, I have Eichel, Chance, and the mini Stanley Cup.
You want to know something? And I'm not, and this ain't throwing anything at you. You can be mad at the internet for this. They actually put the Golden Knights mascot as number 6.
I saw it and I respect it. I do. But also, that's my team. And then for those of you in the comments, before you even get on me about like, oh, well, Seattle's my team. No, you do not get to use that excuse. I have at least my team has a championship. Seattle has nothing.
Well, didn't they were just made. Well, I wouldn't say they were just made. They were rebuilt, weren't they? Because they were a team originally. Pretty sure they were. Pretty sure the Krakens were a hockey team originally.
Oh, they had a team in Seattle, but it was like low level. It was kind of like how the Everett Silvertips were.
Got it.
So the Kraken is the first NHL team in Seattle. The other Seattle team was like kind of like minor league, a version of minor league hockey per se. Because I know what you're talking about. But no, they weren't NHL. There's been a lot of talk about another NHL team, and everyone's like looking at Atlanta. And I don't like that because Atlanta's already had 2-3 chances at an NHL team and it's failed. I want them to bring back like a classic team. Like here, I'll pull them up. This is who I would love for the NHL to bring back. If we're really gonna look at fucking expansion and bringing teams in. Oh, shit. You motherfucker. You motherfucker, bro. Okay, hold on. Now it wants to be funny with me. Here we go. Share. This is who I think the NHL should bring back. Bring back the Quebec Nordiques, bro. I love this logo. And it's classical hockey. Bring back the Nordiques. Don't bring back Atlanta. Bring back the Nordiques.
I'm gonna pose a question to you.
I got you. Let's hear it.
What do you think, as I look at the answer, what do you think some of the best football movies are?
Ooh, best football movies? And
we'll go with of all time. If you had to get some of the if you had to figure out what do you think the best top 10?
I'll give you my top 3 football movies.
Okay.
Or even my top 4. I would have to say Remember the Titans is number 1.
That's a classic. You can't.
Yeah. Remember the Titans is number 1. There's one with Gale Sayers that I have to look up. Oh, it's called Brian's Son. And it starred James Caan and Billy D. Williams. It's about Gale Sayers. He was a running back for the Bears. That's in my top 4. Brian's Son. Ooh, my last 2. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what's not on there, and people can be mad at me if they want.
But I feel like you're about to say The Blind Side.
No, Rudy. Rudy is not in my top 5.
Ooh, which is crazy because that's actually the number 1 movie.
No, Rudy is no. No offense to Rudy. It's a good movie. And I can relate to, like, coming from, working to get what you want kind of thing, but I didn't enjoy it. No, I would have to say, okay, I'll go top 5. Blindside's my number 5.
That is a really good movie.
It is. I would have to say Little Giants. It's a good comedy one that I enjoy watching. And you can't go wrong. I'll show you. Hold on. Wait 1 second. I'll be right back.
We got them all excited, folks.
You cannot sit there and tell me that this movie is not in your top 5. Water Boy. Mama said, yeah, I got a Bobby Boucher jersey, and I will wear it.
Remember when Bobby Boucher came back and we won the
and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, yeah? Coach Klein. Coach Klein. Well,
that is.
Although
I am a
little hurt in that movie. SCLSU's first win to get off that losing streak was when he returned a blocked kick to the house. You want to know who he did that to?
Who?
Here, I'm gonna pull it up.
I might actually watch this movie tonight. God, think about it now. Not watch the movie I was gonna say. Don't you just love football season?
Dude, it's great. Here, because this is the first win that SCLSU gets. Tell me if you know this scene.
Kicks the names and takes the ass.
It's a good line.
Bobby,
right here.
Water sucks. Gatorade is better. What?
I love this scene.
Wait, no. Wait. You'll get a look right here. Who's that?
Go back.
Gatorade not only quenches your thirst better, it tastes
Who's that
better
team, Dolan?
too, idiot. You're drinking the wrong water. Gatorade.
Dolan, who's that team right there?
Water sucks. It really sucks.
Is that team right there? Here, I'll put
Stop
my
Penn State, I'll tell you that much.
Who is that team right there?
Stop Penn State.
Hurts my heart. Hurts my heart.
Better hope your brother ain't watching right now. He'll definitely talk shit on you now.
Hunter knows about it. Good movie. Little upset Iowa lost.
Very good movie. That's probably one of the more entertaining movies to watch, but a number 1 will you gotta always put. Remember, the Titans is always gonna be it's gonna be number 1 for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
My number 2 would be We Are Marshall. Come on.
Ooh, that's a good
Matthew
one.
McConaughey. Come on. All right. Dude,
I'll be honest, I haven't watched We Are Marshall in years.
it is it's just a sad movie, but like it's so uplifting.
I'm gonna put that on my
Number-
list of movies to watch.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. Actually, now I think about it. Movie I just recently watched. I watch this usually regularly right before the season. Draft Day.
Ooh, okay. I
Oh
like Draft
yeah,
Day.
I love Draft Day. It gets harder. I'd probably say Waterboys would be number 5, and Blindside would be number 4. But there's so many freaking good football movies out there, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, shit. Like it's almost hard to say which one. Okay, what do you think would be the best sports movie between two? Because they're the best for their respective sports, and I think an argument could be made for either one being the best sports movie.
Okay.
Remember the Titans
Okay.
or Miracle on Ice?
Ooh, you're talking
Yeah.
about you're talking about that one?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you should have just put 42 up there, bro. 42's amazing.
42 is great too, but like with the America
Miracle,
versus the
oh.
Soviets, yeah, it's a tough
Dude,
one.
that is rough because you got like
I don't know which one I would put. I mean, because
oh
I'm very patriotic, I'd probably put Miracle on Ice first above Remember the Titans. But like it's very difficult, and it's by like the
now you got me
narrowest.
torn. Do I watch Miracle on Ice or do I watch Miracle March? I guess it really depends on where I'm at. I mean, like Remember the Titans is like a classic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a white color team mixing with a black color team. They learn brotherly, like become brothers and shit like that. But Miracle on Ice, that was like America's going through a slum.
It's unique, and it's a good question.
I would probably have to go with Miracle on Ice. Like that is
Yeah.
just because like that's the Olympic. That was his like. Remember the Titans? I'm not sure. That's not a true story.
Oh, it is. They're both true stories.
It is. It is
Yeah.
a true story. Okay,
PC Williams is a true story.
but it's. I mean, it's impactful, but it wasn't as impactful as that game against the Soviets. Get the
Right.
gold medal.
On a more broader scale than just like in America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very impactful on the state of America at that time with the racial segregation, but I definitely think that it's
Because you're talking about like Miracle on Ice, that was like mid Cold War, and just there was so much. It's just a historical moment. Like
right.
I think a few months later, Neil Armstrong went to the moon, right?
I'd have to look it up. I think it
Or was
was
that before?
I think Armstrong went to the moon before. I think Miracle on Ice happened afterwards.
But you got to think like during. Remember the Titans, even though it was like during a time of like racism, like Miracle on Ice happens during like a point in American history where we just feel defeated as people.
Yeah, no. Neil Armstrong landed on the moon before
Yeah.
Miracle on Ice. That was the 1980 Winter Olympics. So yeah.
And you're talking about a bunch of kids that have no reason to be on the ice against that team at all.
Yeah.
And then they score 5 goals on one of the best goalies in the world at the time.
Mhm.
I
It's
remember
awesome.
that was I like when I was growing up, they actually showed that in my high school. That was like one of the movies we had to watch.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's an amazing, phenomenal movie. But football movies, Remember the Titans will always be number.
Oh yeah, no, I agreed with that.
Listen, baby.
I think that's going to do it for this episode of our podcast. On Friday, Dolan and Cam, if Cam's able to, y'all are going to recap week 1 of preseason football. Maybe preview a few games you're interested in for week 2. And we're going to hear from Cam with his teams. I will not be here. I have something planned with my father-in-law that we're going to that night. And then we're going to be able to get that out of the way. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Use code Gridiron and Grit for 10% off your next W order for that energy formula. Be in the lookout because I announced beforehand, I was talking with Dolan. We have a new kind of partnership a little bit. Fanatics affiliate here. I'll put some links in the description if you want to get some Fanatics merch, because most of the shirts I wear, I get off of Fanatics anyway. If you want anything like that, I'll post links in our description. You can find us on Instagram, X, as well as Spotify and here on YouTube. And now we are streaming on Kick. If you like that, make sure to leave us a like and a subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell so that way you get notified whenever we go live or we have new videos posting. Make sure to drop a comment. You know, we're still waiting for that first comment. Best comment gets highlighted in our streams and whatnot until Friday or whenever I see y'all next, which should be next Tuesday. I'm Hollywood Jacob Worthen for Nathaniel, the Philly Grim Dolan, signing off. We will catch y'all later.
See you next time.